Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below for content like this and many more. For all your current subscribers, I just want to continue to say thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Now, what do I have next to me? This is a 2023 Lexus UX250. This is a hybrid only vehicle. This particular trim is the F-Sport model. So it's all-wheel drive. It has a lot of nice luxury features on the interior. Things like, for example, heads-up display, and among others. I'm gonna talk about it, review it, go over everything. And before I go, I just wanna continue to say, thank you, Toyota, thank you, Lexus, for allowing me to live with this vehicle in my home test area. Stay tuned, that is coming up next. Okay, let's go over the 2023 Lexus UX250. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is a hybrid only vehicle. So this particular trim is all-wheel drive. And it's the F-Sport. This is why you have the very aggressive F-Sport front grille. This vehicle came out in 2022, so not that much a difference from one year to the next. Besides maybe being hybrid only this time around. Of course, Lexus famous spindle grille, love it or hate it, here it is. Behind the massive Lexus emblem is the radar cruise control. And this particular vehicle has parking sensors all over the front and the back. You do have non-functioning vents, unfortunately, LED fog light, and very unique to this car, which is pretty cool, is turn signals, side turn light. So when you are making a right turn or left turn at night, this will illuminate to shine the road so you can see. Headlights are combination LED. So the low beam, high beam lives right here. Hard to see because it's black. This is daytime running light, the little Nike swoosh thing, incandescent turn signal, but everything else is LED. And walking around it, this vehicle is, like I said, the F-Sport, so there's the F-Sport badging. The wheels are 18-inch wheels wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza tires. This is what the key looks like to the Lexus UX. Very nice traditional Lexus key, you know, feels very hefty and nice, so you can do lock, unlock the mirrors, the doors, and the mirrors unlock. And walking around it, let's continue. This is a very tiny car, like I said. This thing is about 177 inches long. It's tiny car, but you can't really judge a book by its cover because on paper, it doesn't sound very impressive. So the trunk has, you can open it two ways. Of course, the key, the button, or you could do the little dance underneath the car, and well, it looks like it won't open. Let's see. Interesting. I thought it would go all the way up, but I guess not. But anyway, so the trunk is tiny, as you guys can see, not that big. So there is a sub level. So this, you could raise it to carry more items, and the seats do fold in a 20/40 split. There's the Lexus first aid kit. Nothing really to see here. Subwoofer back here because this has the upgraded sound system. Buttons right here. And let's go inside and let's take a look at the Lexus UX. Oh, but before we go, let's take a look at the powertrain, what powers this 2023 Lexus UX. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's take a look at the power plant of the 2023 Lexus UX. And there it is. This is Lexus legendary hybrid system. So you got a 2.0, a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, made it to a electric motor on the side, and that's pretty much it. This is very efficient. I was managing as high as 68 mpg and as low as 48, which is crazy. So let's take a look at the interior, the tech, and then we go for a quick dive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's take a look at the interior of the Lexus UX250. And this particular trim is all-wheel drive, so getting in is very simple. You can just put your hand on the door handle like so. Mirrors unlock. And being this is the F-Sport model, you do have black and red material here. So soft padded materials here. You got memory for 3 drivers, so it remembers the steering wheel, the seat, and the mirrors. You got that red leather right here, piano black. This particular has auto folding mirrors, as you guys can see. So there's the controls. There's the Lexus F-Sport seats. You got the F-Sport embroidered on the headrest. And let's take a look on let's step inside. And you do have something that reminiscent of the Lexus LFA, which is the instrument cluster. As you guys can see, it comes to life. There's a little animation, Lexus UX. And this vehicle has the optional 12.3-inch infotainment screen using Lexus' new infotainment system. This is cloud-based, so it's a combination of Google Maps, and you got media. Very similar to the infotainment system that I did on the Toyota Tundra and the Highlander, which I'll leave a link up here somewhere so you guys can see that. Here, though, because it's a hybrid, this is the energy flow meter, so it tells you what the car is doing. So if you move forward, you're gonna see that it tells you what the power is doing. So right now we're in electric only mode, and of course this vehicle has backup camera with trajectory lines, and you do have different angles for the camera. And you do have, this particular trim does have, and this vehicle does have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Once you set it up, you get in, the car will automatically pair itself with the phone, and you don't have to really do much. And look at the interior. It's nice. The materials are not that bad. They're nice. I like the fact that it's not piano black. Here are the controls for the heated and cool seats, heated steering wheel, which you can set everything to auto. So what that means is the seats will heat and cool depending on the climate control. So right now I see I turn on the cooling seats for the passenger. It says auto, so it knows it's hot. It turns it on. You have traditional shifter, which is nice. You can move it to the left to do manual mode. And this car has a little trick up its sleeve, and that instrument cluster, just like the LFA, moves to the right or the left. So you can press this button right here, and voila, it changes, goes to the right, which is pretty cool. And then with these controls here, you can cycle through different screens, the range, energy monitor, G-force, which is hilarious because this car is so little and power is not the name of the game, tire pressure sensors, which is nice to see all 4 tires, there's no guessing, and off. And you could of course change it. Right now is in normal mode. You could go to sport, and it gets a little more aggressive there. That it changes, it shows you the RPM. Then you go to Sport Plus, and it really gets angry. And then you go all the way down to Eco, and it'll behave in a very economical manner. And then to go back to Sport, back to normal, you just press this button here. This vehicle does have a heads-up display. It might be difficult to pick up on camera. I will do my best, and yep, there it is. You guys see it floating there. You see the 0 and the compass. It doesn't blink in real person. That's just the way it looks on camera, but it will show you the turn-by-turn navigation when you have the navigation turned on in the heads-up display. And overall, this has been a very pleasant little vehicle. It is small as a primary car. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic, so you could of course tilt it. It can go up and down, which is nice, and it's also memory link. Vehicle has full automatic headlights, automatic wipers. Of course, this is the Lexus, so it's going to have all the bells and whistles, and paddle shifters here on each side. And let's take a look at the back seat. Before we do that, glove box is one of those trick glove boxes, so you can open it from this way, or you can open it from that way, which is kind of cool and neat. I'm sorry, the center console, not the glove box. To open the glove box, you got to press right here. It's a decent sized glove box, and that's pretty much it. Auto dimming mirror. You do have a decent sized sunroof, not big for what this thing is. So let's take a look at the back seat, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's step into the back seat. Excuse the shadows. Unfortunately, it's a very sunny day. The sun is about to go down. So getting into the back seat, the materials continue. These are nice. The windows are auto up and down, all four, and they actually go all the way down, which is kind of nice. Nice little feature. This vehicle is in the TNGA platform, which is shared with the Toyota CHR, which is dead right now. Getting in back here, this is where you're gonna see how tiny this thing is. I am 5'8". I barely fit. The seat is adjusted to how I drive. There's the seat for a normal person to sit, and I do have my daughter's car seat in here for demonstration. If for those who wants to use it as a family vehicle, you can use it. This is a Graco slim car seat, so it's a little smaller than traditional car seats, but it does fit. I mean, you see that your kid will have very, very little leg room in here. You do have nice climate vents back here, which is nice, and 2 USB ports down here. So USB-C down here. 2 little pockets. Well, one no pocket on the driver's seat for some reason, but you do have a pocket back here. Without the sunroof cover, it feels a little bit claustrophobic in here, lighting wise. But if you do open the sunroof, it kind of makes it a little bit more airy and less cave-like in here. But that's a look at of course, the view from back here, from the back seats. Let's take a quick drive of the 2023 Lexus UX. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's drive the 2023 Lexus UX250h. Mouthful, I know. Before I do that, let me silence my phone. Don't want to get any interruptions while I'm filming for you guys. All right, so I am in my local supermarket here. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier in the video is this car has excellent turning radius. Because it's so small, you can pretty much make a U-turn anywhere you want, which is pretty nice, and it of course helps you get tight, maneuver around tight spaces here and there. But let's take this little machine for a nice little drive. Put my phone here so it doesn't revolve around. And right now I am in normal mode. So let me make a quick right here. The heads-up display is very nice. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to pick up on camera, but it's a nice feature to have and experience if you don't have that. And yes, the power is only 181 horsepower, but this is not a race car. Nobody's buying this to race anything. The thing about this is fuel efficiency, which it does an excellent job of that. And let me reset the computer here. Maybe set it real quick. And it's not lit. Okay, there it goes. Here we go. Now the computer's reset. I'm gonna drive it a little bit efficiently. So see what kind of MPG I start getting. So, and around town, this will do very well. I mean, the beauty, the magic of hybrids is in stop and go situations. Coming down a hill like this, you pretty much coast and the car automatically goes into electric mode. So the gas engine turns off and you're cruising with the electric motor only, that's where the efficiency comes into play. And of course, when you come to a complete stop, let me lower the fan speed a little bit. And off the bat, right there, I'm getting about 42 miles per gallon, which is nuts. And you know, yeah, if you drive it hard, of course, your mileage is gonna vary. If you have a lead foot, doesn't matter what you're driving, you're gonna get horrible gas mileage. But the most I've gotten this was about 68 on the highway, which is crazy. You know, and the lowest was like 45, which is still excellent. Yeah, this particular trim, being that it's the all-wheel drive model, it's gonna be a little heavier than the non-all-wheel drive. So just keep that in mind if you guys decide to pick this one up. But in little curvy roads like this, you can have some fun. You can have some fun and really push this aside. Now, put it into Sport Plus mode, then the engine turns on, the throttle mapping gets a little more responsive. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but the gauges get a little bit more sporty and mean. The steering, I noticed, immediately firmed up a little bit. I don't think this car has adaptive suspension, but this reminds me of the Lexus LFA, which is one of my dream car, ultimate dream vehicles, which is cool. But this has been a pleasure driving this little car around and see how efficient it is and how much fun it is. You know, when you look at it, it doesn't look like it will be something that will be fun to drive, because when you look at it, it's like a tiny little SUV, you know, and you're like, it's not gonna do that well, but it's a very nice place to be. The infotainment is excellent, you know, 12.3-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wirelessly. This vehicle, of course, has all the Lexus safety 2.5 plus, so automatic braking, lane departure warning, lane departure assist, radar cruise control, so we'll do stop and go traffic. And it's a very good package. Now, if you do get the non-F-Sport version of this, it's about $36,000, which is not terrible, all things considered. I'm not sure if this will qualify for any tax incentives or break, because I believe this vehicle is built in Japan. But nonetheless, this is a very fun little Lexus. And of course, if you want a little bit of cargo capability and you don't want an RX, you don't want the NX, you find those to be too big, this is a great little option, especially if you're picking this up for a first-time driver or a kid who wants their first car. This is not a bad place to start. And pushing it here a little bit in the twisties, yeah, this little thing responds. It definitely responds. It's agile. You know, again, this is tiny. It's a tiny little vehicle. And it's fun. That's the only thing I can say. Sorry if I'm being repetitive. I'm a little out of words, but I'm having too much fun here in this twisties. And this is where this little car shines in twisty roads like this, that you can toss around. Normally you can't do that with a traditional SUV. But anyway, thank you for watching. This has been my first look and review of the 2023 Lexus UX250h. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take care and stay safe.